12 years ago, a nine-tailed fox suddenly appeared. Its tails lashed out, smashing mountains and sending tidal waves crashing to the shores. One shinobi faced the nine-tailed fox in mortal combat. He sacrificed his life to capture the beast and seal it in a human body. This ninja was known as the Fourth Hokage.
So Naruto has already cemented itself as an all-time great in anime history, but I want to dive deeper into the lore of the story and try to explain what I personally think makes this series so special. So as a kid, I loved the original Naruto. The idea of young ninjas who could do all these crazy things with their energy was just incredibly appealing to me, and as I showed before, the show hooks you almost instantly, taking place just a few years after the village had been attacked by a nine-tailed fox. And the story follows the young life of Naruto struggling with discipline and learning to be a ninja, and we know that he is forced to carry this beast inside of him, making him an outcast for much of his young life. But this helps shape him into the optimist that he is, and would turn into the biggest goal he could ever set for himself.
To be the greatest Hokage! Then the whole village will stop disrespecting me and start treating me like I'm somebody important!
But the story also follows the life of another young ninja, and as we know, Sasuke was driven by different motivations, seeking a very different goal. The story of the Uchiha genocide is well known and is unfortunately the reality for young Sasuke. His entire clan, even his mother and father, killed by his own brother in a single night. And Sasuke has lived every moment since that in pursuit of two very specific things.
What I have is not a dream, because I will make it a reality. I'm going to restore my clan and destroy a certain someone.
The original Naruto series covers the two at a fairly young age, and this is why most of their problems stem from the choices they make about growing up. Each of them are following completely different paths, and as the name of the show would suggest, Naruto is on the path to good. And this is important because when they were just young children, we saw how similar they were as people, and Naruto certainly had all the motivation to go down the same path as Sasuke. The difference was that Naruto was proud and had nothing to lose, while Sasuke was angry and had just lost everything. And this is why Sasuke seeks out Orochimaru despite knowing it's supposed to lead to his death. But without the strength, he has nothing to live for, and even when Naruto and everyone else nearly dies trying to rescue him, he still just walks away from it all. And so when the original series came to an end, Naruto had gone to train with Jiraiya, Sasuke had deserted the Leaf Village, and the Akatsuki was forming a plan to essentially end the world. But as a kid, all I was thinking about was the fight at the end between Naruto and Sasuke. This is the fight we had been waiting for ever since the forming of Team 7 all the way back at the Academy, and having these two finally let loose at each other was the best way they could have wrapped up this portion of the story. And when Shippuden starts, they are 3 years older, but their goals are still the same. And for the first time, Naruto is actually starting to look like someone who may become the Hokage someday. And as this part of the story progresses, Naruto inspires more and more people, and his character really starts to begin to take the role of a hero. And after Pain is defeated, which just to mention is personally one of my favorite fights in all of anime, this is where the story starts to get really crazy, especially as a longtime fan. And here I just want to say that retcons are nothing new in anime, and they're always liked and disliked by different people, but what matters to me personally is, does it change what we know or does it add to what we know? And Dragon Ball is a good example for some major retcons that really don't make sense when you think about the story as a whole. But with Naruto, the way they organize the origin and the conclusion of the story is almost revolutionary. So eventually Itachi and Sasuke have their final battle, and it seems like Sasuke is about to lose his eyes, until Itachi just flicks him on the forehead and says a final goodbye before dropping dead. And Sasuke was victorious, but the whole thing just seemed way too weird. And even White Zetsu had stated that Sasuke should essentially be no match to Itachi at this time. And soon after, we came to realize Itachi's true motivations and purpose for life as he knew it. Slaughtering his clan, leaving the Leaf Village, and joining the Akatsuki, all that was to ensure that his little brother would survive and not have to pay the price for his clan's wrongdoings. Itachi only lived to protect Sasuke and make him stronger than himself. When Sasuke finally realized this, it only angered him further towards those responsible for making Itachi's life a nightmare. No matter what the revelation is, Sasuke constantly wrestles around with the evil side of it, whereas with Naruto, this is a completely different story. We kinda always had the idea that Naruto was the son of the Fourth all along, but even if it wasn't confirmed until the Pain arc, we still knew nothing about Naruto's mother, and when we finally do meet her, we realize just how little we know about the night Naruto was born. Not only did the Fourth give up his life, but so did Naruto's mother, And one of the biggest questions Naruto had always asked himself was why him? And the fourth had told him that he knew he'd be able to harness this kind of power. And we never really knew what that meant until we found out that his own mother was the previous Jinchuriki. And instantly, we all understood, along with Naruto, that his pain was felt for an act of love and sacrifice for the greater good of the world. And as a longtime fan, I really think this is one of the most special moments of the entire story. Finally seeing things like how Naruto's parents actually met, and realizing the true purpose of trapping this monster inside their son. The entire family understands that the Hokage has to do whatever he needs to ensure the safety of the Leaf Village, and Naruto finally realizes that he was destined to carry this torch all along. So by the end of Shippuden, we had learned a couple of things. First, we learned that Obito Uchiha had extracted the Nine Tails and used Genjutsu to make it attack the Hidden Leaf. And this was part of a bigger plan that spanned longer than Naruto's existence, and the events we see are ultimately a result of that. And we also learned that Naruto and Sasuke are connected by a bond that expands beyond lifetimes. They are the reincarnations of Indra and Ashura, the sons of the Sage of Six Paths, and in other words, essentially good and evil. Once the war is over, they finally have their final battle, and both of them will continue to beat each other to the brink of death. And in conclusion, this just further proves that no matter who's on top, light and darkness will always continue to clash. So if you haven't checked out Naruto the manga or the anime, I highly recommend you give it a try. And that about wraps it up for this time, guys. If you like this video, be sure to be on the lookout for more. I'll talk to you guys later.